Humans love to push boundaries, building taller, bigger, and more extraordinary structures. But for every success like the Burj Khalifa or the Eiffel Tower, there's a graveyard of mega fails that were halfway built and then abandoned. What if I told you there's a 1,080-foot tall skyscraper towering over a city but completely empty? Or a $12 billion man-made island shaped like a palm tree with half-built villas and empty beaches? What about a city built for 1 million people, costing more than NASA's Mars mission, but with just empty highways and silent skyscrapers? Or 732 fairy tale castles sitting on a hillside, silent as a horror movie set? Then there's a mall bigger than 120 football fields, but it's 99% empty. Welcome back to another amazing episode of Forever Green. Today, we'll show you 15 abandoned skyscrapers and mega projects. And make sure you stick with us to the end. We'll take a look at a replica of Italy's Portofino in India, so deserted that the funds used could have built 60 Taj Mahals instead. So, get ready, hit the like button, and let's dive in. 15. Rayu Yong Hotel. Imagine a 1,080-foot tall skyscraper shaped like a pointy glass pyramid, towering over a city but completely empty. Welcome to North Korea's Rayu Yong Hotel, a $750 million ghost tower that's never hosted a single guest. Construction began in 1987 to rival the world's tallest building, like the Burj Khalifa. By the 1990s, money ran out and the concrete skeleton stood frozen for 16 years. Locals nicknamed it the Hotel of Doom, a haunting symbol of the regime's failed ambitions. In 2011, the government spent millions to cover up their embarrassment with a shiny glass exterior. But inside, it's all empty halls, rusty wires, and total silence, like those ghostly abandoned skyscrapers from Gotham City. But this is real. In 2018, they even added LED lights to make it glow at night. Yet it's still as useless as a $1 million flashlight. For context, $750 million could have fed North Korea's entire population for 3 years. Instead, they built the world's tallest unoccupied building. What's even crazier? There's a rumor that Kim Jong-un once tried to open it, but engineers warned it might collapse. Yikes! 14. Golden Finance 117. Golden Finance 117, the tallest abandoned skyscraper in the world, is a super tall skyscraper project that was never finished. The tower stands 597 meters tall with 128 floors, and it's the tallest building in the world that has a flat roof. It doesn't have an antenna or railing. Its sleek design looks like a cane. Originally, Golden Finance 117 was meant to be the centerpiece of the Tianjin Golden Metropolitan Business Center, a place planned to have luxury homes, entertainment spots, schools, and shops. Construction of the $1.2 billion Golden Finance 117 began on September 10, 2008. And by the end of 2013, the building had reached over 200 meters tall. It hit its full height on September 8, 2015, but then construction stopped because of financial problems caused by the crash in China's stock market. The building was supposed to have 128 floors, and there were plans to restart construction in 2018. However, as of 2025, the skyscraper remains unfinished and has been abandoned. Golden Finance 117, which has no cladding on its exterior, affects China's skyline with its exposed steel structure and huge windows. If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to hit that like button. You can also check out our video, World's Most Expensive House That Cost Even More Than a Country, right here on our channel, Forever Green. 13. Burj Albabas. Imagine 732 mini castles, straight out of a fairy tale perched on a hillside but completely empty. Welcome to Burj Albabas, Turkey's $200 million ghost town that looks like Disneyland's creepy cousin. Built for the ultra-rich, this luxury village promised many castles with turrets, marble floors, and private pools. But by 2019, the developers went bankrupt, leaving behind a maze of half-finished towers and peeling turrets. Now it looks like a kingdom after the apocalypse. With half-built homes, broken windows, and empty streets, locals call it the Disney Graveyard, a haunting reminder that even dreams of gold can turn to dust. Each castle cost around $273,000 just to sit and decay in this Turkish countryside. But today, they're worth less than a bag of rice. For $200 million, Turkey could have built 40 schools. But instead, they ended up with a hillside full of concrete fairy tales, frozen since 2019. Vines are climbing the walls, and owls have taken over the towers. Will rich buyers ever show up? It's doubtful. 12. Dubai Palm Jebel Ali. Think Atlantis, but made of sand and concrete. Dubai's Palm Jebel Ali, a $12 billion man-made island shaped like a palm tree, was meant to be a playground for billionaires. Instead, it's a surreal graveyard of half-built villas and empty beaches. Part of the legendary Palm Islands, this man-made wonder was supposed to have 100 luxury hotels, 5,000 villas, and theme parks. Today, the island is just a skeleton of cranes and crumbling roads. Construction started in 2002, but the 2008 financial crisis hit like a Marvel villain, sinking dreams faster than Atlantis. By 2009, work stopped, leaving a half-built palm-shaped skeleton in the ocean. The only residents are stray crabs and the occasional seagull. Satellite images show a ghostly palm. No water parks, no yachts, just silence. For $12 billion, Dubai could have built 24 Burj Khalifas or funded global malaria eradication for 5 years. Instead, they built a ghost town on the water. Even worse, the project harmed marine life, turning a dream into an environmental nightmare. 11. Oceanwide Plaza. Oceanwide Plaza was supposed to be a mixed-use complex with luxury homes, hotels, offices, and shops. But over time, it's turned into an abandoned building. Construction began in 2015 on what was planned to be 3 towers, and 60% of it was finished before stopping in 2019. Designed to add prestige to the city, Oceanwide Plaza couldn't be completed because of financial problems and crises faced by the companies behind the project. Now, it's known as the 3rd tallest abandoned skyscraper. While the exterior of Oceanwide Plaza was finished, the interior remains incomplete, turning the skyscraper into a shell covered in graffiti. Graffiti artists frequently enter the building to paint intricate art, particularly on the unfinished terraces of its facade. With people base jumping from the top, Oceanwide Plaza is now under 24-hour surveillance by security. So far, it has cost $1 billion. Since an additional $800 million is needed to complete the project, Oceanwide Plaza remains an abandoned skyscraper. 10. Torex Insignia. Also known as Torre Albabas, is a striking building designed by architect Mario Panidarki. Completed in 1962, this 25-story skyscraper, shaped like a triangular prism, originally served as the headquarters for the state bank Banobras. It was abandoned after the 1985 Mexico City earthquake, which had a magnitude of 8.0 because of safety concerns. Despite surviving 6 major earthquakes from 1985 to 2017 without any damage, Torre Albabas remains abandoned. Constructed from reinforced concrete, glass, and aluminum, Torex Insignia stands out with a total floor area of 236,806 square meters and a surface area of 83,056 square meters, and it includes the world's tallest bell tower. Despite the building's abandonment, the bell, a gift from the Belgian government, was displayed on special occasion by bell artist Yolanda Fernandez de Cordoba until her death. Known as one of the most durable buildings in the city for surviving major earthquakes, Torex Insignia was bought by Cushman & Wakefield in 2008 and underwent a redesign in 2011. Although it is still abandoned today, the skyscraper is a significant piece of Mexican architecture and continues to hold promise due to its durability and aesthetic appeal. Before we move on to our next selection, we invite you to check out our video on 20 most beautiful buildings that took creativity at another level. Now, let's get back to our list. 9. The ghost city of Ordos Kangbashi. Imagine a city built for 1 million people, but instead of crowds, cars, and chaos, there's just empty highways, silent skyscrapers, and the sound of your own footsteps. Welcome to Ordos Kangbashi, a $161 billion ghost town that feels like Matrix Zion, if humans forgot to show up. Built in the 2000s during China's coal boom, this city was meant to be a utopia. This futuristic metropolis has museums shaped like alien spaceships, stadiums big enough for 100,000 fans, and apartment towers that stretch to the clouds. But for years it sat empty, a post-apocalyptic playground with no kids, no shops, and no life. Locals called it the city of no tomorrow. The place cost more than NASA's Mars mission. For $161 billion, China could have solved world hunger for 2 years. Instead, they built a city where stray dogs outnumbered residents. The few people who live here joke they're neighbors with ghosts. Today, it's slowly filling up thanks to cheap rents and government pushes. After 15 years, it's still 70% empty. Will it ever thrive? Maybe by 2023. Until then, it's the world's most expensive zombie city. 8. Seethorn Unique Tower. Meet Seethorn Unique Tower. Bangkok's $140 million vertical graveyard that's more Silent Hill than luxury living. Seethorn Unique Tower, known colloquially as the Ghost Tower, is the 6th tallest abandoned skyscraper in the world. This skyscraper, which has a total of 49 floors, including the ground floor and the garage floor, was planned to be a first-class luxury apartment complex. Designed as a postmodern concrete skyscraper, defined by a series of stacked, curved balconies and columns, the construction of Seethorn Unique Tower began in 1990. In 1997, when the building was 80% complete, construction was halted due to the financial crisis in Asia. The building was completely abandoned after the architect Rangsan Torsuwan was accused of an assassination plot. The skyscraper, originally planned to house 600 apartment units, began to deteriorate from neglect after being abandoned. Seethorn Unique Tower, now a hazardous ruin with exposed wires and rusty metal, has become even more unsafe as it is frequented by homeless and addicted individuals. Despite these dangers, many visitors still enter this tower for exploration, climbing to the top via a narrow stairwell. 7. The Ciudad Real Central Airport. Imagine an airport with a runway longer than New York's Central Park, shiny terminals, and not a single passenger in sight. This is Spain's $1.1 billion ghost airport, a massive white elephant so empty, even tumbleweeds would get bored. Built to rival Madrid's airport, this mega airport opened in 2008 with dreams of 10 million travelers a year, but only 10 flights ever landed here. By 2012, it shut down, drowning in debt. The 15,000-foot runway is perfect for racing Ferraris, which actually happened once. The control tower is more like a lonely lighthouse with no planes to guide. With $1.1 billion, Spain could have built 22,000 schools. Instead, they built an airport where silence is louder than the roar of jet engines. In 2020, it sold for just $130 million, less than a used private jet. Today, it's partially reopened for cargo flights, but the terminals still echo like a Tarantino ghost town. 6. The World Islands. Welcome to Dubai's World Islands, a $14 billion map of Earth made of sand. This artificial archipelago of 300 islands was meant for billionaires to own private islands shaped like France, Australia, or Hollywood. But today, most islands are drowning or sitting empty. Only one, yes, one, is developed, a Switzerland with a single hotel. Built in the 2000s with enough sand to bury Manhattan, this project was Dubai's ultimate flex. Stars like Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie reportedly bought islands but never built a thing. The islands are literally sinking due to erosion, and the 2008 financial crisis turned investors into ghosts. The islands were supposed to host luxury resorts and mega mansions. Instead, they're home to stray fish and eroded beaches. For $14 billion, you could buy Luxembourg's entire GDP, but Dubai got a floating ghost town instead. 5. Centro Financiero con Finanzas. Designed as the country's largest financial center project to symbolize Venezuela's economic strength, Centro Financiero con Finanzas, also known as Torre de David, is one of the world's tallest abandoned skyscrapers. This 45-story building, one of the tallest in Latin America, began construction in 1990. However, construction halted in 1994, just 3 years later, due to the death of banker David Brillemborg and the onset of a financial crisis in the country. At that point, 60% of the skyscraper was completed. After sitting unused for some time, Centro Financiero con Finanzas became the tallest shantytown in Venezuela. It was occupied by more than 200 families during a housing shortage in 2007, growing to 700 families by 2011. Deemed unsafe, the government cleared out the building and evacuated its residents in 2014. The skyscraper, which also suffered damage to its upper floors from an earthquake in 2018, remains in an abandoned state in Caracas. The Sky City Tower. Sky City Tower was set to be the tallest skyscraper in the world, aiming to surpass even the Burj Khalifa, with a staggering height of 838 meters and 220 floors. It was ambitiously planned to shoot up in just 90 days, faster than the plot of a Marvel movie. Construction began in 2013 under the daring promise to finish in 90 days. However, engineers quickly stopped the project due to a shaky design and lack of permits. By 2014, the project was delayed, leaving behind a 202-meter-tall base of steel beams and broken dreams. Today, its condensed base stands like a concrete tombstone in Changsha, China. Locals have dubbed it the Tower of Broken Promises, a $1.8 billion what-if that never reached the sky. For comparison, it's like building half the Empire State Building and then giving up. If completed, it would have housed schools, hospitals, and living space for 30,000 people. Now, it's merely a ghostly base with cranes rusting in the rain. Third largest ghost mall, China. Imagine a mall so big it could fit 100 football fields, complete with a roller coaster, a pirate ship, and even canals like those in Venice. Now picture it 99% empty. Welcome to New South China Mall, a $1.3 billion ghost town in the retail world, where shadows outnumber shoppers. Opened in 2005 as the world's largest mall, it was meant to be a shopper's paradise with room for 2,350 stores, theme parks, aquariums, and a giant arcade. But today, less than 1% of its stores are open. The escalators are stuck, The food courts are like cobweb cafeterias, and the Venetian canals have turned into stagnant pools of regret. For $1.3 billion, China could have bought 26 million Big Macs. Instead, they got a monument to emptiness. It's still technically open, with security guards patrolling halls where their footsteps echo the loudest. The few remaining stores, a lonely McDonald's and a nail salon that see more dust than customers. Second Eurosky Tower. Imagine a 120-meter skyscraper in the shadow of the Colosseum. But instead of Roman glory, it's a $400 million concrete corpse. Meet Eurosky Tower, Rome's abandoned luxury tower, which was supposed to be Italy's modern marvel. Luxury apartments with rooftop pools and skyline views. Instead, it's a rotting shell, abandoned mid-construction after corruption scandals blew up. Started in the 2000s, this tower became a playground for shady deals. By 2012, the money vanished, leaving a concrete skeleton wrapped in scaffolding. Today, pigeons nest in empty balconies, and graffiti artists tag floors meant for penthouse parties. For $400 million, Italy could have restored the Leaning Tower of Pisa 80 times over. Instead, they built a vertical ghost town. Locals have nicknamed it the Tower of Shame, a modern ruin that makes Nero's follies seem sensible. 1. Lavasa City. Imagine building a mini Italy in the middle of India's Western Ghats. But instead of pasta and piazzas, you find half-finished villas, empty lakes, and a $30 billion lawsuit. Welcome to Lavasa City, a private utopia that turned into a real-life Truman Show set without the cameras or audience. Launched in 2000, this mega project promised to house 300,000 people. But builders hacked down forests, drained rivers, and ignored environmental laws. By 2010, courts slammed the brakes, calling it illegal. Turns out, bulldozing forests and hillsides isn't a great look. Today, it's a ghost town of cracked roads, empty hotels, and buildings swallowed by weeds. For $30 billion they plan to spend, India could have built 600 Taj Mahals, but instead, they got a concrete mirage that even monkeys avoid. The saddest part? Lavasa's still alive, on paper, with a skeleton crew maintaining its zombie streets. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more captivating adventures from Forever Green.